Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Football Chatbox. My name is Ryan, and welcome to the Deadline Day stream for Game Week 2. Welcome. How is everyone doing? Tin, Kunal, how are you guys doing? Welcome to the Football Chatbox. Let's get started. This is my team rolling the transfer. No changes for the transfer, just rolling it straight away. Only change is probably the captaincy. Haaland captain, Salah vice captain. Sanchez has come into the starting 11 over Ward. Andreas first bench. Apart from that, everything else looks similar to last game week. Nothing different. So yeah, last game week 75 points, not too bad. Good start, off to a good start. So let's see what this team can deliver and see how we are doing. Son would probably be my differential player out of this team. So we'll see Chelsea versus Spurs, whether he can deliver us anything. But that's my team. Let me know how you guys are doing. Have you rolled the transfer? Have you I don't know, changed anything? Let me know. Russell, how you doing? Says Fantasy Football Scout debuted very relaxed this morning and set up very nicely. Yes, so I am now also host of Scout the Game Week on Fantasy Football Scout. It's an audio podcast brought to you every week with different guests. So I have accepted that as well as a role. So if you guys haven't checked it out, it's on Spotify on the Fantasy Football Scout Spotify playlist. It'll come out usually every Wednesday or Thursday. But yeah, we had FPL Shake and Bake this week. This week, and now next week we'll have another guest as well. So look forward to it. But we also do our very own podcast as well, which is not FPL related but football related, which is also available on Spotify on Football Chatbox. So check it out. And also, we've created a TikTok account. I don't really know what to put there at the moment. I've put a couple of clips, but TikTok Football Chatbox. You can check us out on TikTok as well. If you do have TikTok, I don't know, like that app is completely different for me, so I have no idea. But yeah, we are now on there as well. How is everyone doing? Now, Russell did send me a team over, and we're gonna have a look at Russell's team. He's got Ward in goal. Double Liverpool defense: James, Cancelo, Neto, Salah, Saka, Aronson, Jesus, and Haaland captain. Which I like the look of this team, and he's rolling the transfer as well. I think a lot of people are going to end up on. Please tell me if I'm pronouncing this name correctly, because I think I might be butchering it. Aronson. Have I pronounced his name correctly? But yeah, I think a lot of people are going to eventually go to him as well, because he looked really lively. Leeds' fixtures are pretty good. Once I think Bay is done with Game Week 2 or Game Week 3, a lot of people will be moving to him or even to Neto possibility. You're asking, are you feeling secure with Bailey? Well, I got Bailey for the first 3 game weeks. I'm happy to play him with this. I mean, it's against Everton, who have lost 2 centre backs. 2 of the starting centre backs. So I'm happy to play him and see how he does. And Gerard said he was pretty good in training as well. So, you know. So we will see. I got the name bang on. Sweet, thank God. Kunal is thinking of Kane to Haaland for sure. For other transfer, what should I go for? James to Zinchenko or Saka to Martinelli? I would probably do Saka to Martinelli if you wanted, mainly because of the fact that I know this fixture is a bit tough for James, but I mean, Game Week 3 onwards is pretty good set of fixtures, and I would probably want to keep Rhys James there. I think he'll play right wing back now that they've signed Cucurella for that left centre back or left wing back spot. I think everything is pointing towards James just playing more of the right wing back role. So I'll probably keep James, and if you want to do Saka to Martinelli, that could be an option. Also, I must inform everyone, because usually we start the deadline stream 2 hours before, but today we started it a bit later. Mainly being due to the fact that I am sick, so I'm not sure how long we will keep going for. I'll probably try and go as long as I can, but if we do have to end it before the deadline, we might just end up doing that. But yeah, we'll see how we're going, see how everyone goes as well in terms of questions and everything. And then depending on the situation, we might end it slightly earlier than usual, or we might keep going until the deadline. In terms of, I couldn't unfortunately do a FPL review expected points, but I couldn't do that video because I felt sick. But for anyone who wants to check the expected points for the goalkeepers, these are the top 5: Alisson, Ederson, Lloris, Mendy, Ramsdale, Sanchez. I think Sanchez is a good 4.5 option for anyone who wants. You got 75 points last week, 9 ahead of me. Has a good start. Hope you get better. Thank you, Russell. Thank you. Oh, so you've also had a really good start. I think anyone who like got 60 and above, you've had a good start. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about rank. Doesn't really matter. For the first 4 to 5 game weeks at least, no, don't worry. Get well soon. Thank you, Kunal. No worries. Thank you. Now, defense. Top 50 defense. The Liverpool defenders are still high. Trent is still owed by quite a few, but a few people have been moving Trent out as well. I mean, if you had him, I might still keep him for one or two game weeks, and then you can decide later to see whether he is worth it or not, or whether the move to Darwin is what you should be what you should be doing. Apart from that, like James, like I said, keep James. Good fixtures going forward, and his points also show why he's really high up here. Midfield, Salah, KDB, Son. A lot of people who don't have Haaland will be relying on KDB this week. Saka is still up there, but Martinelli not too far behind. So Saka to Martinelli, not a bad shot. And then finally the forward line. You got Haaland right on top. Now I must say, I know Haaland is on top for this game week at 7.4, right? Actually, I'll just go to the strikers. So Haaland, you have Haaland on top. You got Kane, you got Darwin, Tony, Mitrovic, and Jesus right below. So maybe we'll be starting to see a lot of people moving off Jesus in the coming game weeks if he doesn't do anything to this. Now, it's changed. So this Salah versus Haaland captaincy was quite different, right? There was at points Haaland was on top as the highest expected point scorer for this game week, but now Salah is slightly overtaking him, and that is mainly due to due to the difference in terms of expected minutes. So you can captain either. I think they're both really good picks if you wanted to captain. Don't worry about it. I think they're both pretty good. So yeah. So if you're rolling transfers, what are you thinking for future weeks? Might be in a weird position of wasting a transfer next week. If I'm rolling, I'm thinking next week Leon Bay, 5 million. Don't have any money in the bank. I might have to downgrade Leon Bay to Da Silva, probably. Shrewsbury Hall, I could potentially play as well if needed. I don't think so. So maybe I might have to drop Leon Bay to a 4.5 million midfielder. Then I'll have 0.5 and I'll probably roll that transfer to Game Week 4. It's a bit of an odd situation because I don't know. In a bit of an odd situation in terms of squad structure, because it'll all depend on Son and how he does in the next couple game weeks. I want him for next week as a potential captaincy for Game Week 3. So we'll have to see. That if I have to burn a transfer, then I burn a transfer. That's probably what happens. But let's see, maybe I downgrade Leon Bay to a 4.5 and keep the 0.5 for something else going forward. What? I am not really sure, but we'll see. Shubharan, how you doing? Thanks for the Haaland choice. Got an awesome start with 78 points. Look at that. What a start. Awesome. Good stuff. I am glad that it paid off for you. We'll see what happens this week. I've got Haaland as well. Captain Haaland. Hopefully he delivers. We'll see. I do know quite a few people who are going for Salah as well, and I don't think it's a bad choice. In terms of community, seems like Haaland, at least on Fantasy Football Scouts captaincy poll, Haaland's leading the way. But Salah isn't too far behind. And then you got the likes of De Bruyne, Jesus, Saka. Roshan, is that Roshan? It's Roshan. Roshan, how are you doing? Long time no see. How have you been? How's your team looking? Fatality, welcome to the football chat box. Play Andreas or Bailey? Tough call. I am going Leon Bailey over Andreas, but I think both could do well. I'm just thinking Wolves is a slightly better team than Everton right now, so which is why I've got Leon Bailey over Andreas for that main reason. And also Everton have lost 2 of their starting centre backs. I know they signed Connor Cody, but even then, still think Leon Bailey not a bad option. Drop 1 out of Trippier, Neto, Bay, and James. Oof. Drop 1 out of Trippier, Neto, Bay, and James. It will have to be between. Oh, that's a tough call. Because James is also a possibility. Like James can be dropped because they're playing Spurs and maybe you think they don't keep a clean sheet. That is a possibility. But we also know what James is capable of in terms of hauls. So I'll give you two options. You might have to pick between the two. It's probably between Neto and Leon Bailey. Maybe Neto slightly because Fulham have showed they're a good team. Maybe they might give a good competition for Wolves. But yeah, it will have to be between those two. Unless I get an injury and I can't see myself doing a transfer next week, even if Jesus doesn't score, I'm still keeping him. Too many reactive people for me. Yep, fair enough. Jesus is not a bad player. I mean, we all got him in because he showed good early preseason form for Arsenal. So we kind of knew what we were getting from him. So just after one game, I'm not going to react. I'll probably keep him, see how he does this game as well. How is everyone else going? Also, mini leagues. The Football Chatbox mini league, currently led by Deepak at 90 points. Wow. Make sure to join the mini league if you guys haven't joined. It's the code is right down below. X269WB is the code. Deepak is leading it with he had Kuleveski, Haaland, Salah, and the defense that returned. Solid team. So Kuleveski was the slight difference for him. Mohamed right behind, and Keith also right behind. 86 points. Wow, legendary call. Look at this. I would have never thought of doing something like this. Mohamed, what a captaincy. And also Keith with a solid start as well, with Kuleveski making the difference. Alright, questions. Do you expect Trippier to keep a clean sheet? Brighton scoring odds for the game. Brighton scoring odds. Good question. Here we go. Looks like FPL Review have introduced a new thing called probability data. So I might be able to give you odds now. Clean sheet odds. I hope you guys can see this and it's not too small for you guys. But these are the clean sheet odds. Newcastle, where are they? They're pretty low. Brighton have a higher chance of keeping a clean sheet than Newcastle at the moment. So maybe you could, if you wanted to drop Trippier, you could probably drop him as well and start the others. I know it's not a subject you want to speak about. What's going on with Man United? Is it a crisis if you lose to Brentford? Is it a crisis if you lose to Brentford? I don't think it's a crisis if you lose to Brentford, but it would lead to more bad decisions being made. Like we lost to Brighton and now we're linked with Rabiot, who I don't think Rabiot is a good player. And I'm not really looking forward to that transfer, but it looks like it's going to happen. But I won't be surprised if we lose to Brentford as well. What I'll be looking for is if the manager starts the same team. If he doesn't start, if he rotates players, like if you drop Harry Maguire, start Varane. If you drop McTominay and you start Eriksen and Bruno in that number 8 spots, start Ronaldo up front. We'll see. Those are the kind of changes I'm looking. If he doesn't do that, and he keeps the same team, and they play bad again, then clearly the manager, I don't know what the manager is doing then. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think it's a crisis because just 2 game weeks in, but it's going to be a horrible season going forward. Yes. Start 2. Luke, how you doing? Start 2. He says Perisic, Bay, or Andres, or sell Perisic to Walker and bench Andres. I wouldn't sell Perisic yet. I mean, you got Perisic for a reason, right? You can probably just Here's the thing. You can start Bay, and then between Perisic and Andres, you probably decide who you want to start. There is the possibility that Perisic could start and could do well, but he's also playing Chelsea, and I'm not sure whether they'll keep a clean sheet. Where's Spurs? Where are Spurs? Look at this. Spurs clean sheet odd, 18%. So they're most likely not gonna keep a clean sheet. So you might as well I won't mind if you bench Perisic as well, because it doesn't seem like they're keeping a clean sheet. And I also don't think Chelsea are keeping a clean sheet, by the way, even though they're high up here, because I can't see Chelsea keeping a clean sheet. You can bring in Walker, but I'm a bit worried. I mean, City have signed a new left back. Is that I don't know whether that left back will start for City or not, or whether he will impact he will impact Cancelo or Walker's minutes. I'm not really sure. We'll need to see on that. With regards to that, I don't think he'll start immediately, and I think he's a sign-in for the future. But you never know with Pep, right? If he needs to rotate, he will rotate. So that's the only issue. But Walker looked good. New system looks promising. That player's ball. Betty doesn't keep with that captain this week. I have no idea. We'll have to see. Man had already in crisis, to be honest. No big transfer than Ten Hag wanted. Did not expect much with that team sheet. Yeah, that's true. Can we see your team? Yes, you can. No, same team. No changes. Rolling the free transfer. Matip and Konate absence. Worrying for double Liverpool defense. Repair to Perisic. Wingbacks soon have 0.5 in the bank. Is that are you making that move, or are you transferring that, or do you already have those players in your squad and you're just starting them? Sanj, welcome. In my opinion, if you have Trent and Robert, you shouldn't worry about the defensive backline. Fair enough. My friend tells me, so my friend has Trent and Robert in his team, and he's like, bro, they're not my defenders. They're my attackers. I brought them for attacking points and not for defensive points. So I think you take the attacking returns, and defensive clean sheets are a bonus with those two. Cody joined Everton. Yes, he did. What are your thoughts on Gundogan going forward? Pep seems to like him. He's good. He played well in that system, and I think he'll continue to play. The only problem is the looming Bernardo Silva factor that I can't shake off a bit. If Bernardo Silva is going to stay at that club, then Gundogan's minutes could be an issue. But apart from that, I still think there are better City third assets at the moment, like Foden. So we'll have to wait and see whether Gundogan is going to continue to be a good player to own, or whether his minutes are going to be an issue. Bay over Andres Pereira. I mean, oh, you're asking me? Well, I've gone Bay over Andres Pereira mainly because Everton have lost 2 defenders in their backline. I think Wolves are a slightly better team than Everton. That's the only reason I've got, but I don't think you can go wrong in either. Andres Pereira did look good in the last game, but for me right now, I'm just going to target that Everton defense and see whether I can get anything from Leon Bay. And Andres a better option against Wolves than James against Spurs. That is very true. Very true, very true. But we also know James is very capable of very high hauls if needed. I mean, the guy didn't get an attack in return last game week, and he still managed to get 2 bonus points, as well as getting a yellow card. So he's a bonus point magnet. So if he gets even 1 attack in return, the chances of him getting 3 bonus points, him in Chelsea keep a clean sheet, which is very unlikely, are quite high. So I'm willing to take that risk. James, when I own James, I know the risks that come with it. Roshan has said Edison, Trent, Zinchenko, Cancelo, Cash, good line. Salah, Rashford, Podence, Saka, Haaland, and Jesus. That's a good team, Roshan. Probably won't change anything. Maybe Rashford, but he had chances last week. You probably start him this week. See how he does. Will Darwin start? He has over 25% ownership. Will Darwin start? I am assuming Darwin will start this game week because Liverpool are playing at home. That's just my assumption. So I'm thinking Darwin will start because of that one reason. It's very easy. It's probably a better atmosphere to put him in or to start him in compared to maybe an away or atmosphere. So maybe I'll expect Darwin to start this game. Next game, I'm not sure. It will depend on how he performs. And also whether Klopp wants more pressing people for the game against United. Then Firmino might start next game. Should I start Perisic or Andres? That's a flip of a coin. Mainly because we don't know what Perisic's minutes are like. So that's a flip of. I might start Andres for that situation, Johnny. I have Trippier, but don't see him starting against City or Wolves in my team. For Trent and Robert, they are awesome options because clean sheet leads to 2 to 3 bonus points. Else they will be cheaper. Just my thoughts. Yeah, fair enough. I think that's pretty good. I agree with your statement, Shubhar. KDB and Gundo look more attacking than the other mids to me, and I can't afford KDB. Fair enough. How much is Gundogan? I haven't checked his price. 7.5. I mean, you could go for it. It could pay off. But just keep in mind that it is indeed eventually a slight punt because of the minutes question. I think he'll start, to be honest. I can't see Bernardo Silva starting. So, I mean, it's not a bad shot. We know with Gundogan, he likes to get into the box quite often. And now with Gabriel Jesus also not there, Sterling also not there, maybe you could see a bit more of Gundogan involved in the attacking play. Thoughts? Jota not fully fit? No. I don't think so. No one is talking about Jota. Is he down in the order now? I think the fitness. Once he's back, then we'll probably think about him. I think I've answered everyone's questions. Also, guys, we might not stream the full next hour going until the deadline. I might stop it earlier, mainly because of the fact that I am not feeling well. So I might not be able to speak for so long. But yeah, if you have any questions before that, do let me know. And then if I manage to answer everyone's questions, we might call it early quits just for today, just because I'm not feeling fully well. Considering Mitrovic in the future game weeks, I am also considering that. Mitrovic, I think, is a good option. And when do Fulham's fixtures? I think game week 4? No. Okay, so game week 8 onwards, they improve quite a bit. So you probably have to wait. I think this is the time where people will start, a lot of people will wildcard. Game week 8, 9 is when a lot of wildcards will start happening. I think Mitrovic will be like a very high consideration during this time. Unless you already have Mitrovic, then you play him. Scorer data. Probability odds of scoring: Haaland, Salah, Darwin, Ronaldo, Mahrez. Mahrez, interesting. Wonder why Mahrez and Alvarez are high up here. But it shows a lot of City players up here. Anyone looking for probability of scoring and assisting? KDB, Haaland? Haaland, I wouldn't count on Haaland to get assist. He hardly gets assist. But yeah, interesting. I can see Zaha giving a hard time to TA. Yeah, fair enough. I would agree as well. Would it be crazy to switch him out to Robbo? I probably won't do that. I think you're not getting too much upside for a switch right now. I would just hold the transfer for now and then see how you do next game week. I probably wouldn't look at getting rid of Trent. If you saw the podcast, we looked at Liverpool, and Trent does play sometimes as that inverted fullback. So I still wouldn't get rid of Trent at the moment, even though Zaha can give him a hard time. What do you think about this team? Ramsdale, Trent, Robbo, James, Cancelo, Salah, Neto, Bay, Martinelli, Haaland, Jesus bench. That's a solid team. Yeah, that's a solid team. Superb. Patterson or Trippier? Trippier. Expected points for James, Neto, Bay, and Trippier. James, Neto, Bay, and Trippier. So for James, for this week, 3.8. Over the next 5, 21.8. For Trippier, obviously, he's way lower. Where is Trippier? Trippier is way more lower. 2.8. 12.1. I don't know why he's like this low. Oh, Newcastle have 2 tough fixtures in the middle. That's why. 2.8 for this week for Trippier and 3.8 for James. So James a point ahead over Trippier. For Neto and Bailly, we're looking at Neto 3.9, Leon Bay 3.5. Not too much difference between the two. 3.9 and 3.5 for this week. So Trippier obviously with the lowest out of the 4. The only tiny question I might have this deadline is Salah as captain, but I can't see past Haaland. Who is your captain? My captain is Haaland, but I think Salah is a really good captaincy option as well this week. I think both are good. I'm just going Haaland. Has Tierney lost his place to Zinchenko? Well, he's not fit, right? Tierney. So once he gets fit, then we'll have to see. I had Roy on the podcast 2 weeks ago, and he's an Arsenal fan. And he was like, Zinchenko provides something different to what Tierney offers. And it's something that Arteta wants from Zinchenko. So I could see Zinchenko still starting over Tierney. So yeah, maybe Tierney has lost his place at the moment. I also see Cancelo having more upside than Trent this week. Yep, fair enough. But I might just go Madison to Gundo this week. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad option. I have Bay, Andres, James, and Gabriel. Which 2 would you play? I would play Gabriel because Leicester aren't really good in set pieces. And I would play... maybe James, but it's between James and Leon Bay, to be honest. Not really sure. One of the 2. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Shubharan. We'll see how I do. I might not last too long. I probably need to rest soon. Okay, we might keep going for another maybe 10 or so minutes, because I might start losing my voice soon. That's one reason. So we might keep going for 10 or so minutes. So keep asking your questions. I'll try and answer as much as possible. I am so sorry though that we are unable to go till the deadline for today. Digne to Walker wouldn't be no. Digne to Walker is not a bad move. I don't mind doing Digne to Walker. Also, guys, if you are new, make sure to hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button as well. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers. Maybe by game week 5 can we do that? I don't know, we'll see. So if you're new, hit that subscribe button. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask as well. If you get a big haul today, and I guarantee you will start to pick up later. We'll see. Diaz to Bowen for the next game weeks, for the next few game weeks. No, like I think you need to wait on West Ham a bit more longer. Like they haven't showed, they've struggled in preseason to score goals as well, so I might kind of wait. West Ham haven't really showed that capable of doing it. I mean, it's not a bad set of fixtures, but probably wouldn't do it just yet. G, welcome to the football chat box. It's good set of fixtures. I'm not going to say it's not a bad set of fixtures, but West Ham haven't fully shown that they're capable of scoring. Like they weren't free flowing in preseason per se. And also we need to see how they integrate their new strikers and everything. Salah potential to drop with Nunes starting. You mean price? Or you mean points? We'll have to see. We haven't seen enough of... I mean, I still think Salah is going to get the points. Will his price drop? Maybe. There's a potential, but I don't know. If he continues to return, I don't see people dropping him. We'll have to see. We'll see this week whether Nunes does start and how that affects Salah. Points. Yeah, we'll have to see. Alright, guys. Probably last few questions. Any last few questions going in? Unfortunately, we won't be able to stream until the deadline today. But I promise to you guys, next week we will be back streaming longer and like the usual. Should I sell Perisic? No, I would probably keep him. We bought him for a reason, and we kind of knew you knew the risk going ahead in the first 2 game weeks that we're not sure, but these fixtures are pretty good, so I might still keep Perisic. My current team: Pope, TA, Nathan Ake, Luka Dean, Trippier, Son, Salah, Madison, Bowen, Jesus on top. Thoughts? Not a bad team. What are Leicester's fixtures like going forward? Two tough games after, but I mean, not a bad team. I like that team, Salah. Salah the Samurai. How about Diaz to Klubeski? That could work. That's not a bad move. That is not a bad move. Hey Ryan, hope you're doing good. Welcome, Amit. Unfortunately, I am a bit sick, so I won't be streaming for too long. Sorry for coming late. Don't worry. How's my team? This is my team looking like. And Martinelli. How about yes? And at 7, isn't Grealish a good option? Grealish is a good option, but in terms of points return, we'll have to see. At the moment, I think Haaland and your City defenders are probably the best option. Attack still like KDB. Apart from KDB, is there anyone else better at the moment? They haven't shown. Maybe Gundogan, like we discussed, could be another option as well. Rhea, that's Amit's team. Rhea, Walker, James, TA, Mahrez, Martinelli, Bay, Salah, Mount, Haaland, Jesus. Already did Kane to Haaland. Okay, fair enough. That is a solid team. I don't see anything wrong with that team. Pretty solid team. Looks good, Abid. Alright, guys. Probably last few questions. Because I am starting to feel a bit odd. Not feeling fully, not 100% today, unfortunately. So sorry. Dinier to Walker or Madison to Gundo? Dinier to Walker. Because Madison is still a pretty good player for Leicester and one of their main players. So maybe probably look at Dean to Walker. Thank you, Amit. Thank you. Alright. Shall we call it for today? Any final questions to get in there? Unfortunately, I'm not 100%, so I'm unable to like go till the end of the stream. I mean, go till the end of the deadline. Any final questions? If not, we might probably end it here. Doesn't seem like it. Cool. Thanks for the help. Appreciate it. Great stream. Thank you, Sana the Samurai. Feel better? Yep. I will try my best. Thank you, guys. We'll probably end it here. Thank you all for joining me. Short stream, but next week we'll be back with the usual regular streams, and hopefully I'm feeling more better next week as well. So we'll see you guys next week. A lot of content also coming, hopefully, as long as my voice and health stays fine. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week, and thank you all. Peace out.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step